Okay, hi, this is Reborn X here. Today I'm going to show you guys how to do an oil change on a 2008 Honda Accord. This car just got sold, and I told the owner I was going to do an oil change to the car, and here we are. So all you're going to need is a 5 jug of oil, synthetic, 5W20. Make sure you get the oil filter that goes with the car, which is the S6607XL. And then just get you a socket or a wrench, a 17 millimeter, and I got a ratchet right here. So let's get to it. Okay, the first thing I did was I ran the car to operating temperature to make sure I can get all this oil off, and we can get it all drained. And then I'm going to loosen the cap. It actually helps it to drain faster when you do that. And then let's go ahead and crawl underneath. I forgot to mention the car. It's already on ramps. I went ahead and did that off camera, but it's off ramps, and I already got the oil pan underneath, just sitting here chilling, waiting. And then let's go ahead and break this drain bolts loose and get the oil draining. It's good practice to usually try to make sure you can remove the filter, because there are times where you would drain all the oil and you would have a hard time trying to remove the oil filter. But mine is right here, and it's very simple. I've removed it plenty of times, changing my oil. I've never had any issue, so I'm not worried about it coming off. I know it's going to come off just fine. So let's go ahead and drain this baby. It's been 5,000 miles since I changed this oil, so it's a little brown. No biggie. Okay, while this is draining, let's see if we can get this filter off. The filter wants to embarrass me. I guess I'm thankful for that. Okay, the oil is slowly dripping here and almost finished draining. This filter, I guess, wants to embarrass me today, because usually it comes right off. So I started loosening it here with a plier. One of these. I just had it open to the biggest setting and applied it around it, grabbed and turned, and it's coming off. So I want to finish it off by hand here. Just gonna finish it off. And this is very common. You just never know when you're gonna run into this type of issue. And make sure, if you do this at home, make sure you dispose of the oil appropriately. Usually I would just take it to AutoZone or Advance or whichever is your closest auto parts store, and they would recycle it for free. But make sure you have it in a container when you take it over there. You don't want to carry it like this in your car and risk the chance of spilling, making a mess. Okay, the oil is dripping really slow, which tells me that it's almost done draining. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is get this oil filter prepped for the car, to get it on the car. So all I'm going to do is really just take this clear cover off. It's kind of hard to film here with one hand, but you get the point. I'm gonna take this cover off, this little plastic piece, to protect the filter from dirt and stuff. And then I'm gonna fill the filter up here with clean oil. And then I'm also gonna apply some oil around the seal, so that way when you do apply it to the car, it would actually seal better. So, but before I do all that, I'm gonna go ahead and shake up the oil and then get to the steps that I just mentioned. Okay, so I shook the oil, apply some into the oil filter, and then I also apply some around the gasket right here, the seal. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the drain bolts back on the car, and then put the oil filter on, and then fill the car up with oil, and then we should be almost done. Make sure you always start it off by hand, and if you can, don't use power tool, just manually tighten it down. You don't want to strip anything. Okay, nice and snug, not over tight. I'm gonna clean around the area where the oil filter goes. Get that oil out of the way. Just what I do. It's probably not even required, but just what I do. Okay, the STP oil filter is going on. Okay, that's it. It's on there nice and snug. Wipe the area off, and we're almost done here. Final step is to top the car off with oil. This car takes about, I believe, 4.4 quarts. So I'm just go ahead and top it off, and then we'll be all done. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and check, see where I'm at. Okay, I'm a little under 4 quarts right now. As you can tell, the oil's right here. So this will be 4, and then of course if I use all this up, then it'll be 5. So I should be roughly around here. So let me go ahead and pour some oil till I get to this area. Every car is different. Make sure you use the appropriate amount of oil for your car. This tutorial or this video is pretty universal for most cars. Just gonna pour a little bit, check it. Okay, we need a little bit more. Having too much oil is just as bad as having not enough oil. So we're about there. Maybe just a little bit, tad bit. Okay, that should be it. Okay. Now it's time to clean up. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this funnel. Put the cover back on. Excuse me here, I'm not a lefty, so it's kind of hard. So do that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drive the car off the jack stand, let it run for a little bit, let it idle, and then I'm gonna check the oil level again, make sure it's where it's supposed to be. And that is it, folks. This is how you change your oil on a 2008 Honda Accord. But again, like I mentioned earlier, this process is pretty universal for most cars. However, some cars will have their oil filter at a different location. I've worked on a Chevy where the oil filter was actually located right here, like in this area, in the engine bay. And I worked on like some Toyotas where you need like a special tool to remove the filter, because they use like some kind of paper filter. So before you start draining oil and all, make sure you're able to get that filter out and replace it. As you can tell, I had a little trouble with mine. It just happened to try to embarrass me today. It didn't happen. I know how to improvise. So alright folks, that is it. This is how you change an oil. Again, if you like this video or you find it helpful, please like and subscribe and leave any comment that you may have below. Thank you. Peace.